We'll look at the state of security of Nigeria on The Breakfast. Thank you for staying with us as we have a global security expert who joins the conversation, Dickson Osajie. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
All right then. Well, our nation is going through challenges, especially on security, and these challenges are temporary and do not define us. We're not defined by the greatness of Nigerian people, or we are defined by the greatness of Nigerian people in their strength, ingenuity, and resilience, as exemplified by the quality of recipients of today's award. We shall overcome all the challenges. The time is coming where we shall look at this period in retrospect and give thanks to the Most High for the stormy waters we have weathered through and triumph that we have recorded over the challenges that look so huge and very gigantic. These are the words of the Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, as he spoke during the presentation of award for the Best Minister for 2022 at the 10th edition of the Heroes of Democracy Award, Africa in Abuja. Well, is our security challenge a temporary situation? In the northern part of the country, the northeast to be very precise, the Islamic group Boko Haram has waged a bloody insurgency against the country for the past 13 years, and an estimated 35,000 people have been killed, with over 3 million people displaced by the conflict, while in the southeast, unknown gunmen have continued to target government buildings and security personnel, destroying lives and properties and destabilizing the economy. While the fear of terrorist attacks have spread across the entire country, and mostly in the southwestern part of Nigeria, with the militants being dominant in the south-south, with all the crimes and criminality dominating our space. We have Dickson Osajie, who's a global security expert, as he was rightly introduced. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
So I'd like to go straight to it. The statement that was made by Rauf Aregbesola, do you agree with him that this is just a temporary situation?
Well, those are his words. Thank you for having me. Good morning. I read his statement on papers, and he's a Nigerian. He has right to words, and he has rights to his own views. When you say the nation is facing security challenges and those challenges are temporary, then you need to let us know when we are going to leave the temporary situation and return back to normal. Because if we don't leave the temporary situation and return back to normal, then the challenges might be permanent. Let me take, for example, the issue of Afghanistan. Afghanistan has been suffering from insecurity, terrorism, insurgency for so many years, since 1996, if I'm right. And when the USA struck Afghanistan after the 2001 World Trade Center bombardment by the Al-Qaeda, the Americans took over Afghanistan for 20 good years. And immediately they pulled out from Afghanistan. The Taliban took over power within a few days from the government of Afghanistan. So that tells you that terrorism, when it's being bettered, sometimes it could be permanent, sometimes it could be forever, sometimes it could be till eternity, because it is an ideological driven war. And if we want to go by the words of Aregbesola, I disagree with him that the issue we are facing is temporary. This is not all about divine protection or divine intervention. This is all about putting things in place, strategies in place for us to take a departure from this temporary mode of insecurity to a stable state. We only have two options now: to go back to our normal state of life, or we remain in that temporary position and we migrate to a permanent position. But God forbid, if we have effective leadership in place that will be able to tell us what they're going to do. Like the 2023 election is coming. I could see the euphoria everywhere. People are jubilating. Some are emotionally pushing for their candidates. Some are strategically and politically pushing for their candidate. But for me, any person that is coming to govern Nigeria at this state must let us know their security plan. How are you going to take us from this deadly stage? Like you rightly stated in your introduction, you talked about the security challenges we are faced in the southeast, southwest, northeast, northwest. Bringing all these security challenges together is classified as multi-dimensional security threat. So as a country, we are suffering from multidimensional security threat, and the only way for us to resolve this multidimensional security threat is for us to have leaders who are free from nepotism, leaders who are free from religious brutality, who are free from corruption, brutality, and corruption genocide. Because what has led Nigeria to this stage is corruption, bad leadership, and bad political system. We must get Nigeria right again and take us from this temporary state to a normal state. Then our leaders must be held accountable and go back to the drawing board and bring back Nigeria.
Ibrahim Shola is the Minister of Interior of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So he's one of the players as far as keeping Nigeria secure is concerned. So his words matter in the light of any security conversation about security. But in this case, we cannot ignore the fact that he's been given an award, which signals that he's doing and performing well as Minister of Interior. In fact, he was given the best Minister of the Year 2022. I mean, so for him to receive such an award and to say that, you know, the security challenges are temporary, it may indicate that he's doing something well. I mean, he's been talked about, especially as far as the attacks on prisons, facilities in the country, correctional centers in the country are concerned, the escape of prisoners and all that, those who were freed by Boko Haram. We can look at Kuje prison, for instance, and internal security in the country. What is your assessment of Arabe Shola's impact and performance in this conversation of security as a Minister of the Interior of the Federal Republic of Nigeria?
Excellent question. You see, when the modern policing system was formed in 1829, the founder of the modern day policing, Sir Robert Peels, the policing system we are practicing in Nigeria, Africa, and around the globe, with the exception of American policing system, because the American policing system started from the slave patrol. You know, in the early days, when the slave leaves their masters, they have some guards that go and fetch back those slaves. So that was how the American policing started, from slave patrol, while the British policing system started from United Kingdom, introduced by Sir Robert Peels. And he said the absence of crime best proof the effectiveness of policing. That is to say that if you want to draw your measurement, if you want to draw your victory from any given situation, the absence of crime. Now, you will say, Dickson, are you telling me that crime can be eliminated permanently in this country or all over the world? I will tell you for free, crime can never be eliminated till the end of time. The best country in the world can never eliminate crime. But crime should be reduced as low as reasonably acceptable. Acceptable in the sense that, for example, let's take Lagos. If Lagos is going through crime rate, maybe you hear about crime one time in 3 months, once in 5 months, once in 6 months. It's reasonably acceptable. But if Lagos begin to experience crime every minute, every day, every time, it's not acceptable. That is what that notion means. So coming back to your question, I don't think Arabe Shola deserves that award. He is the Minister of Interior. He should tell us what is happening. He should let us know what are the strategic plans he has in place. What is the ministry doing in the area of our youths? What is the ministry doing in the area of Almajirism? What is the ministry doing in the area of our national borders? What is the ministry doing in the area of deployment of our security forces? Yes, Nigeria is a place where individuals even Satan can bag award in Nigeria because the screening system is not credible enough. I say that with all honesty, because for you to give that man an award, you must tell Nigerians, what has he achieved? The high state of security in Nigeria is worrisome. Our people that were attacked in the train stations are still in captivity over 60 days of still counting. A lot of Nigerians cannot travel by road, we cannot travel by air, we cannot even travel by sea. I don't know if we are going to introduce a fourth system of transportation, which is disappearance and reappearance. If that is possible, I'm ready to disappear and reappear in my destination. Then what is it doing as well in the area of National Orientation Agency? Our people are dying every day. Our soldiers are dying every day. Our police are dying every day. The painful part of it is this. Our soldiers are trained so hard, but yet are dying so cheaply. You can't pass a soldier through the fire and fury of training. As a former soldier, I know what it is in making of a soldier. I know what it is in passing through the fire and fury of military training. I know what it is for you to put your life on the line to serve your nation. having taken that vote of allegiance, some criminal elements, some unnecessary human beings, flying bikes, taking over territories, killing our soldiers, killing our police. It's not acceptable. Nigeria is a nation over 200 million. We have the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Navy, the Nigerian Air Force, the Nigerian Police, we have the DSS, we have over 25 security agencies in Nigeria. Yet, some group of criminals are taking victory in our territory. They are holding Nigeria hostage, they are holding our people hostage. I don't think Aregbe should deserve that award. They should return that award back to the governing body that issued that award and come back to the drawing board and not just words. In Nigeria, we are good in words. Don't tell me we are going through temporary situation. Tell me the strategy or the tactical plan in place. I don't need your tactical plan. Tell us the procedures in place you want to adopt. What are your political strategies to bring back Nigeria? What are your economic strategies to bring back Nigeria? What are your tactical strategies to bring back Nigeria? What are your advancement strategy you want to bring back, administrative strategy you want to bring back Nigeria? When we talk about insurgency, it evolves around multi-dimensional components, multi-components, because most people say the military might alone will eliminate terrorism. Nowhere in the world the military has taken victory in terrorism. If you don't bring in all the components in place, political components, economic components, strategic components, and administrative components to address this menace holistically, Nigeria will continue to flourish in the area of insecurity. Right. I do not jealous this award, but I tell you there are some awards that should be rejected because the blood of Nigeria is very, very essential. No Nigerian blood is deserved to be wasted by this criminal element. They are in our territory, they are in the urban space. Our government know where they are because they are not living in space, they are not living in the moon, they are living in the territory of Nigeria. So every president has sworn to the oath of allegiance that the topmost priority of governance is the protection of lives. We must look at the protection of lives as topmost priority.
Okay, Dickson, a great insight that you have actually brought this morning, looking at the state of security of our nation and juxtaposing that with the thoughts of the Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola. But I'd like to ask you, as a global security analyst, do you think that the situation, our security situation, it's because of the kind of security architecture that we run as a country? Or is, on the other hand, the fact that those who are calling the shots do not have what it takes? We're talking about the political will now to ensure the protection of lives and property.
Thank you very much. That's a very intelligent question. First of all, let me answer your question from the policing point of view. Presently, if you look at the ethnography of Nigeria, Nigeria is a country of over 200 million people. We have a landmass of about 923,000 square kilometers. We also have about 371 tribes, over 520 languages, and over 250 ethnic groups. That alone is a security threat. And you have a country with over 250 tribes. There is no unity of purpose. That is one of the major problems we have. And that tells you that the amalgamation of the amalgamation. That's number one. Then from the policing point of view, we are practicing a centralized policing system. No country survives. A great nation like Nigeria should not be practicing a centralized policing system. Centralized policing system in the sense that our police officers are taking orders from Abuja. If anything happens in Lagos State now, the state governor cannot even give the commissioner of police order. The commissioner of police, when he gets that order from the state governor, he gets approval from Abuja. That is centralized policing system. And that is not the system Americans are practicing. We borrowed our constitution from the American government, from America. Why can't we borrow the security system the Americans are practicing? The Americans are practicing decentralized policing system from the federal level to the state level and the community level. That is to talk about the federal policing system, the state policing system, and community policing system. These are the three foundations that the Nigerian American government are practicing their policing system, and it's working for the American people. Now, as a country, Nigeria, 2023 is around the corner. We need a leader that will come and decentralize our policing system. Nigerian police needs to be decentralized. Decentralized in the sense that it is a philosophy. People think when you decentralize the policing system, the Nigerian police will no longer exist. No, decentralizing the Nigerian policing system is a philosophical system in the sense that the community policing system reports to the state policing system, the state policing system reports to the federal policing system. However, all these policing system, the community policing, state policing, will all be autonomous. They will have power of autonomy. They will act on their own, take instruction from their state command, and act swiftly in any given situation. So that is one of the problems we are facing in Nigeria. Our policing system is highly vulnerable. Then go to our military. I tell you for free, the Nigerian military has given us good names. They bring victory to this great nation. I remember when the Sierra Leone war broke out, then my father was still in the military. They were the first set of soldiers that went to Sierra Leone in 1991. Out of about 735 soldiers that went to that battle, they didn't lose any. They didn't lose any soldier in that battlefield. I think one of the soldiers died of malaria or typhoid. The other one died of dysentery. I can't even remember. But here you see our soldiers dying like chicken there in the Nigerian space. Why? Simply because the Nigerian military have failed to understand that we are in a war situation. In any given situation, if the enemy takes any human lives or takes human lives that takes the number of human lives that exceed 999, it is a war situation. So Nigeria is in a war situation. The Nigerian military must attack this as an internal war situation. Where are our commandos? Some people were kidnapped in the Kaduna train stations. We are watching, keep watching, they are crying, they beat them up every day. Nigerian government are failing to send in commandos to go and rescue those people.
Dixon, are you saying... Dixon, because over time, Dixon, because we're really out of time, I mean, I wish we had more time to speak with you on this particular subject. But we know that your colleagues and other security proponents have said that if you look at the body language of this government, because government responsibility across the board is that lives and properties are protected. And some people have argued that there's no political will. I mean, there's no will from the government, to solve the issue of security that we're faced with, not necessarily the kind of structure that we have, the security architect, you have mentioned the different agencies that we have. So it's not really, some people are not saying that it's the problem of a structure, but it's a problem of the will of the political class to end, not necessarily end, but maybe reduce it to a minimum rate.
Oh, thank you very much. Like you rightly said, there was a House of Assembly members that made mention of some billions of naira that the Nigerian military has been spending over these years. And in his words, he said very clearly that some of these people are making money from this insecurity because it is a money-making venture. Well, for me, I think our security architecture and our security design is very highly porous. Then secondly, we don't have the political will. If we have the political will, it will be very, very clear. Like what's transpired, an American citizen was captured just behind our borders here, Nigeria borders. The American government sent in commandos. They flew in from the United States of America, landed in the neighboring country, planned mission rescue operations, and they landed into the terrorist camp and eliminated all those guys and rescued that American citizen. That is a country I want to see Nigeria be. We need to place priority on human lives. They hear every day and now our citizens are being captured on the road. No rescue mission, no invasion of the enemy camps. Everybody is just doing what they like. No coordination between the Nigerian Army, Navy, Air Force, Police. No proper coordination. No intelligence gathering, because one of the problems we have is also intelligence in a session of a political will. We don't have effective intelligence components and counter-intelligence components. How will you plan an attack against the Nigerian state and you succeed without the intelligence gathering such information and forestalling such attack? A lot of problems we are facing in Nigeria. May God help us.
Wow.
Thank you very much, Dickson Osajie. We should have more time with you, especially to take your thoughts on other issues of importance, like the resignation of about 200 soldiers from the army. Which the army has is that normal? Because the army is saying it's normal, although Nigerians, some people raise the eyelids, but is that usual? Very quickly.
It's normal. Like when I resigned from the army in 2003, that's 19 years ago, the chief of staff was surprised. Why is this soldier going? The reason why I resigned from the army then was that it's so demotivating. I spent some number of years in Bakassi Peninsula, and when you put your life on the line, you need to be well paid. I think then they were giving us peanuts. I said, hey, I don't think this system is worth dying for. That was why I voluntarily resigned. When I saw the list, I saw some of my classmates that were in that list, and I placed a call. I said, why? They said they are not enjoying the system anymore because their colleagues are dying so cheaply. So for me, I think that list is not normal. The Nigerian army needs to look into motivation, tactical operation, and their strategies as well, and ensure that their soldiers are not trained so hard and allowing them to die cheaply. And also their soldiers must not be trained so hard and just leave the system.
Thank
to
you.
go and enjoy their lives.
Thank you. Dickson Osajie, it's been a thrill having you. We look forward to having you again soon on The Breakfast for more analysis. But that's the size of our package for tonight. It's been an interesting one with interesting conversations right here on The Breakfast on Plus TV Africa.
Well, I like the fact that he, not necessarily, but he talked about soldiers should not be allowed to enjoy their life. It feels like soldiers are not enjoying their lives while they are, at the forefront of it. But like Kofi had mentioned, this is what we call it a wrap. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time, and we look forward to having you join the conversation tomorrow, 7 o'clock up until this time. We join the newsroom at 9. For the news. I am Mese Boko. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and do subscribe to YouTube channel at Plus TV Africa and Plus TV Africa Lifestyle. Have a great day.
And my name is Kofi Bartels. Good morning.